just hoping there's a plan C.
Why, what's plan C?
Well, what I'm saying is there a plan C?
Get it.
Big quicker, you're a dog!
Cameron, thank you for being here. Before you say anything, I would love for Joel Fry to do his Bill Skarsgård from the movie.
That's not happening, man. I don't know what Paul's
to do it.
That was my first question. I was going to ask you to do the same thing. So
he would do this to me on set. He would do this to me on set of Cruella, and it would make me laugh so hard. It's terrifying.
I don't know what's happening now, but my brain is very thin right now. So
you're gonna sharpen it. You're okay. You're gonna sharpen it.
Let's dive into, I guess what I want to talk about is just the fact that these are great, very fun animated performances, but we're not, it's funny. We have the animated version to draw on, but these aren't cartoony performances. These are we turn these two Jasper and Horse into real humans. And I wondered if you could talk a little bit about your approach to balancing that animated factor with the heart, with the humanity of them.
Thank you. I think the animated feature Horace and Jasper are kind of tertiary. They're very kind of silly and small, and they don't have much to do other than like eat sandwiches and say Blimey and bloat. I think Joel and I tried to honor the really terrific screenplay and give like honest, grounded performances. And then that way, when we have crazy broad comedy scenes or set pieces, we have somewhere to go. If you're really broad and silly at the get-go, there's no ceiling. There's nowhere to go from there.
It's like the script, man. It's like it's our choice to do it, but actually, it's Craig. It's the script. You're looking around and you're realizing, this is actually. You gauge what you need to do by what you're being asked to do. And if there was huge scenes where I kind of hit Paul with an oversized hammer and then his kind of eyes popped out of his head and then back in, then if we read that, then we'd be doing that. But actually, the way it was written and the way Craig was coming across was like, it's important that it's not too much like that, because that's not what he wanted.
I do think I want to see that version of the movie too, though. I mean, that sounds good.
I want to see the version of the movie now I've said it, yeah.
You just want me with a hammer. This has nothing to do with tonality. Just be honest.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, I wanted to ask, you've worked with Craig Gillespie before, and Tonya, great in that. Did you have to audition, or did he just give you a call?
We got sushi March of 2019, and he was just pitching me his take on the movie and what he wanted to do with it. And then at the very end of the conversation, when I was leaving, he briefly mentioned, hey, there might be a part for you. I'll let you know if it materializes. So he tried to offer me the part, but Disney's like, no, he's auditioning. We're Disney. So I got a dialect coach and got the accent down, and thankfully they let me do the movie. I had a lot of fun. And
Joel, do you feel like Paul nailed the dialect? Do you think he got to a good point where it felt authentic?
Yeah, did I?
Yeah.
The lean.
Yeah, man. Sure. No, he did. I mean, of course, it's not really it's a slippery slope to be saying anything about another actor's performance when you're there, particularly, but he did, yeah. And it's quite hard to do that, especially when it's such a specific accent. And yeah, he did. Both him and Emma just kind of nailed it.
Jasper and Horse, we get to learn just like the tiniest bit about their backstories. But I love their life together. I think it seems nice in a lot of ways. Do you guys have a sense of how maybe they first met? Is that something we know that we don't learn in the movie?
There was a thought in my head that they met in some kind of orphanage or some kind of place where they weren't being treated so well and they ran away. But that's could be quite serious. So, but yeah, that's kind of where I imagine they met.
That's intense. Let's make that movie.
The prequel to the prequel.
Orphanage movie.
These guys seem like they're pretty successful thieves, except we see they're basically, living in a squat. So where are they spending the money?
But a pretty cool squat.
I mean, it's very cool, of course. Like,
I would take this place to live in. I mean, this is a cool place.
It probably has mold in the walls, but it is cozy and charming.
Yeah. I mean, pros and cons. You kind of. So where are they spending this money then that they're stealing?
Oh, I mean, I think the key to being a good thief, part of it is probably keeping your overhead pretty low, right? Like, I think much of what they wear is probably from a thrift store. And by thrift, I mean taking it off the rack and stealing it. Things are very cheap when you steal, you know what I mean? Like, you steal objects, then you don't need the money to buy objects. You already have them. So that's kind of the real grift is you don't need money when you steal stuff.
Wow. Yeah. The deeper themes of this movie, I didn't even realize, but yeah.
there will be classes at Harvard and Cambridge regarding the inner workings and the inner trappings of this Disney feature. I assure you.
No offense to you guys or anyone else in the movie, but Wink is the star. I feel like Wink just steals the movie.
We're done.
But tell me about working with Wink. I mean, how is Wink in real life? Is Wink a bit of a diva? Like, I got to know the full deal.
Let's just say he doesn't exactly pick up the check. A lot of French exits from that one. Hey, it's my dog agent, and then they walk away from the table. I'm left picking up the tab at Fashoon.
Buddy was my favorite, to be honest. Wink was all right, but Buddy was
cutest, man.
Buddy's something special.
But Wink would shake like a leaf when you'd hold him. Wink would shake like and it was like you felt bad holding the dog. You're like, you can tell they're terrified.
Yeah, I don't think Wink thinks it's a dog or he's a dog. I can't remember if it's he or she. Yeah, Wink thinks he's something else. You know, doesn't think he's a dog.
Wink thinks he's Kieran Culkin from Success. Yeah. Just all of this.
Wow, I feel like they could play siblings, those two. I mean, they got a lot in common, Kieran and Wink. Well, speaking of dogs, something I thought was kind of funny to note was that with the live action version that Glenn Close was in, after that movie came out, there was like a spike in people wanting to buy and adopt Dalmatians, which, yeah, sure. I mean, they're pretty cute. But what if there was going to be a spike in something from this movie? What do you think people are going to go out and buy? Are they going to go out and find dogs that look like Wink, or is it something else entirely?
Disney Plus, baby. That's what's going to see a spike.
Maybe hats could be, some good hats going on in this film.
There's some good hat work.
70s garments. That would be cool if this ushered in some kind of new 70s retro fashion thing. That could be possible, right? Everyone's suddenly walking in 70s clothes again.
Fashion role in the film.
Well, and Joel, you get to play a little guitar in this, so maybe people will be like inspired. Was the musical element always part of this, or did that come about because you yourself know how to play?
No, that's Gillespie and music. He brought that in really early. Started playing us songs, played some songs on set, and let us know that it was going to be super cool. I play loads of instruments, but that was actually kind of. Oh, actually, do you know what? I'm not sure I was meant to play that, actually. I think originally that was meant to be like something else. So maybe that did come around because we had scenes before I played the guitar. That was natural, actually. That just came about. I don't think that was originally meant to be the case. But Craig made sure that we knew there was going to be a big music element to this film, and it was going to be super cool music. So, that's all about music stuff's Craig.
Oh! Didn't know you knew how to drive. Oh! Great joke! There's a car!